Every year, the earth groans louder, hurricanes tear across cities, wildfires consume forests, snow falls where it shouldn't, and the seasons feel broken. But what if these disasters are more than climate events? What if they are echoes of ancient divine forces described in the books of Enoch and Jubilees? The Book of Enoch, preserved only in the Ethiopian Bible, speaks of 4 great winds and 12 portals at the edges of the earth. In Jubilee, we are warned that disobedience to divine order will unleash natural chaos. These are not just poetic metaphors, they describe specific winds responsible for blessings or destruction. In Enoch 76:1-14, each wind flows through 3 portals. East wind brings sunrise, fruitfulness, but also drought. South wind delivers healing rains, or scorching fire. West wind offers peaceful rain, or plague. North wind, connected to snow, paradise, but also destruction. Enoch 77:1-3 details their roles in sustaining the earth and heavens. Jubilees 6:36-38 warns, when humanity forgets divine law, even these winds go out of order. The calendar fails. Seasons warp. Massive storms, like Hurricane Katrina or Hurricane Ian, can be understood through the western winds in Enoch. Enoch 76:11-12 says, "Out of the western portals come peace, and also blight and plague." These winds don't just move air, they move judgment. In Jubilees 6:37, the consequence is clear. The seasons will be disturbed, and they will not find them in their correct order.
This illustrates the birth of Hurricane Isabel, which occurred over the Ethiopian highlands. And the maturity of these cloud systems as they track towards the west, picking up energy, moving across the Sahel of Africa, gathering a lot of energy over the warm tropical waters of the Atlantic. This storm became a Category 5 and stayed at Category 5 for 3 days in a row, which is unprecedented for a hurricane in the Atlantic, finally making landfall as a Category 2. Now, when Isabel hit the United States, as a Category 2, it was an enormous Category 2. It was about 1,000 miles in diameter. It's absolutely huge. And this was an enormous windstorm for the mid-Atlantic. 3.5 million people were without power for as long as a week or so across a large area of Virginia, Maryland, up into Pennsylvania. In this particular satellite sequence, you're able to track the entire life cycle of this storm. The white shows the cloud tops, and the colors indicate the rain intensity of this system. Now, a little bit more about the birthplace of these hurricanes. We have to focus in on Ethiopia itself. These are called the Ethiopian highlands. And what we're looking at here is terrain mapping information which was acquired by the space shuttle. So it's very, very high resolution terrain information. You know, the Ethiopian highlands are a mountain range about 15,000, 16,000 feet tall. And they lie right along the Red Sea. And the Red Sea is an enormous rift zone. It's a crack in the earth where Africa is literally splitting apart very slowly. The moist trade winds flow over these mountains, and as they travel downwind to the west, a ripple develops in this airflow, much like a stream moving over a rock or a log will develop a ripple and eddies downstream. And these ripples or eddies propagate, and some of these develop some spin. But what generally happens is you get a train or a series of low-pressure areas containing cloud and thunderstorms, and we call these African easterly waves.
Are hurricanes like Isabel the effect of blow of the west wind as mentioned in the Book of Enoch? Who knows? Maybe. Or maybe not. From California to Australia, fires rage uncontrollably. In Enoch 76:9-10, the south wind has 3 portals. The first brings heat and drought. The third brings fire and locusts. This wind is tied to judgment by fire, cleansing or destroying depending on obedience. Even Jesus said in Luke 12:55, "When you see the south wind blow, you say, 'There will be heat,' and it comes to pass." The 2021 Texas freeze shocked the world. In Enoch 76:13-14, the north wind is described as bringing dew, cold, snow, and destruction. North also hides paradise, a place of God's hidden glory. But when that wind opens improperly, it releases frost and ruin. Enoch chapter 80 warns of cosmic disorder. The moon shall alter her order, and the sun will not appear in its time. Jubilees chapter 6 says when people forget God's laws and feasts, the order of the world collapses. Could the chaos of our climate, floods, melting poles, broken seasons, be the result of a forgotten divine rhythm? According to Enoch and Jubilees, these winds are not evil, but just. They are divine forces reacting to humanity's spiritual alignment. They bring either balance or catastrophe. The question is, are we aligned with the Creator's order? The Western world may have forgotten Enoch, but Ethiopia kept it alive. These books give us a cosmic lens for our modern crises. Maybe it's time to listen again to the winds. Do you believe these winds are still watching us?